Today, I want us to talk about Iman Gadzhi's 8-figure license. Because if you're watching this, you've probably seen the ads or watched one of his YouTube videos, and now you're wondering whether this thing is actually legit. I've gone through it and studied what Iman Gadzhi is offered, and I'm going to give you the real story here when you take away the marketing jargon from his pitch. Before I start looking into it, if you're tired of scams and want a real solution for making money online, check out my #1 recommendation in the description below. Now, let's get back to the review. 8-figure license is Iman's way of offering you a look at the exact systems and strategies that he says took his business past $70 million in digital revenue. He claims that by aligning closely with his exact processes, you can tether your success to his. In other words, if it worked for him, then it should work for you if you follow it to the letter. So what do you actually get? Well, access to Iman himself and his leadership team is a big part of the sell. You're getting direct feedback, real-time input, strategy sessions, or the kind of stuff that's supposed to cut your learning curve in half. A huge focus in the program is building a digital product that can scale, something that doesn't just generate revenue, but also creates capital. From there, it moves into automation. You're not supposed to be the person putting out fires all day. Iman talks about delegating everything that doesn't require your unique insight. And to do that, he gives you plug-and-play systems for onboarding clients, managing your team, running campaigns, and customer service. Then there's scaling, whereby funnels, sales processes, and hiring salespeople are all included. He gives you templates, systems, and structures. He claims that these are supposedly the exact setups that generated tens of millions for him. He also delves into branding section, where he tells the story of how he consciously engineered his public persona for leverage. Here he talks about how to grow on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, X, LinkedIn, and even Snapchat in a way that converts eyeballs into loyal customers. Iman also throws in a couple of bonuses comprising never-before-seen content, live calls with his exec team, access to his inner circle of other high-level entrepreneurs, and 6 months in a community of people building the same kind of thing you are. Now, having said all that, is Iman Gadzhi's 8-figure license really work? I'll concede that the systems are comprehensive. The access to Iman and his team is a huge plus. And yes, there's a ton of value in learning from someone who's actually done the thing you're trying to do. But what worked for Iman might not work for you. Not because you're not good enough, but because the landscape has changed. Iman came up during a golden era of digital education. The personal branding playbook he used, it hit at just the right time. The ad costs were lower, the platforms were less crowded, and the persona he built stood out back then. Today, the game's different because the platforms have matured, the market is more skeptical, and there are way more people selling the same dream. Therefore, if you take his exact system and drop it into today's climate without adapting it, you might find yourself frustrated. Also, this whole idea of plugging into someone else's framework works best if you already have clarity about what you offer, who you serve, and why you're doing this in the first place. If you don't have that yet, these systems might feel like wearing someone else's clothes. They're high-end, no doubt, but they might not fit until you tailor them to your style. And that takes time and a lot of trial and error. So would I recommend it? Honestly, it depends. If you already have momentum in a digital product or personal brand and you're looking to scale fast with proven systems, then I can see the value. But if you're starting from scratch, still trying to find your voice, figure out your offer, or test your market, then I think you're better off building your foundation first before trying to pour fuel on the fire. So that's my honest take. Iman's 8-figure license is intense, structured, and strategic. But whether that tool helps you build something meaningful depends way more on you than on the system itself. Before you leave, if you're tired of scams and want a real solution for making money online, check out my #1 recommendation. Click the link in the description to see the best business to start online, which made me over $26,000 last month alone. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up below and subscribe for more.